Howdy there neighbors, Ian with eTrailer here. Today we're going to be installing our CURT Class III 2-inch hitch on our 2019 Cadillac XT4. Let's get into some features and then that installation. Our hitch here is going to be your best option for your light towing or cargo carriers, bike racks, things of the sort there. So the weight ratings on that, it's got a 400 foot-pound tongue weight rating and then a 4,000 towing capability for that. So for those, of course, you do want to make sure that your vehicle rating is taken into account because you always want to go with the lowest number between the hitch or your vehicle. It's going to feature a 2-inch by 2-inch hole for this, and then does have these nice open safety chain loops here to accept those safety chain ends. And then we'll take a 5/8 hitch pin here. Does not come with the pin, so that's something you may want to look at as you're deciding on your hitch. Taking into account that we are sitting on a lift, the measurement from the top of the 2-inch receiver hole here to the ground is running 17 inches, and then center of the hitch pin hole to the furthest point on the bumper we are looking at 5 inches. So that'll give you an idea for clearance. That way if you've got any accessories that may sit in a little closer, you're not rubbing against the back of the vehicle. Last great feature I wanted to mention about the hitch is even with everything installed, that nice panel that they give you to cover that up, factory from Cadillac here, just absolutely looks great. So if you're not towing anything, you don't have any of your accessories on, nobody's even going to know that anything's been added to the vehicle. But as far as the install for this, I wouldn't imagine it's too bad. Could be done in the matter of maybe a couple hours if everything goes accordingly. So let's go ahead and hop into that install, walk you through the whole process of getting this fascia removed. To get the hitch installed on the vehicle here, we're going to be removing this lower part of the fascia. So to do so and to get that all pulled off safely, I've got this taped up to avoid any scratching on the paint. As you're coming down along, you may have to use a trim panel tool. Some of these will have little push pins that you can get to shove that down to unlock it. Then you may want to grab an extra set of hands. I got my friend Shane here going to help me out with this one. Get this last clip off. Then we're going to take our trim panel tool here and pull all these poppets for the wiring out. Then there's going to be 2 metal retaining clips here that will hold the fascia onto the wiring harness, so we can just remove these. And with those retainers removed, we can take the fascia and set it somewhere safe. Now we are going to have to let the exhaust hang, and we're going to push these hangers out, but first we want to make sure it's well supported so that all the weight of the exhaust isn't up on one of the joints up front. So I'm just going to run these through a couple pre-made factory holes and leave this loose while we get that exhaust dropped. We're going to start by removing these 2 lower bolts here that are going to be holding up the exhaust. So that's why we've got our strap down here nice and ready for us. Then a little bit trickier is going to be these 2 15 millimeters at the top. You may just need to use a ratchet and socket for that, opposed to being able to take that off with an impact. Just a little bit harder to get to with the lights in the way. Once you've got that hardware off, you'll be able to lift this out of the way and just pull this straight out. that can be set to the side for now. Now we're going to take the hitch here, go up underneath, and right back where that original bumper piece was, just sliding onto the studs provided. So we will need to put the aluminum bumper back on over the hitch. You'll see it's in the very back there. And then once that aluminum bumper is in the middle, you'll mount up the exhaust mounts here at the rear as well. And then we're going to go through and torque all of the hardware, top and bottom, to the specs shown in the instruction manual. And we've got everything up, we've torqued the specs, so now I did want to mention while we're down here on this particular vehicle, we are putting on a 4-pole wiring harness here. And so the connector for that's just going to be back behind where the bumper lives. It's just a nice little quick connect, and if you need to put a 4-pole or any wiring on, now would be the time to do it. And with that all completed, we're going to go ahead and put the fascia back on, just installing everything in the reverse order and using those little alligator clips to be able to hold this plastic piece here to the fascia. And that's going to conclude our installation of our CURT 2-inch Class 3 trailer hitch here. My name's Ian with eTrailer. Appreciate you watching.